Be strong.
Hello kids! How's it going? This is Doc V for another adventure. For English 6, Quarter 3, Week 3, Most Essential Learning Competencies. And today's topic is presenting comprehensive report viewpoints in an issue. Don't forget to subscribe first and click the notification bell for more updates of videos. Okay, thank you kids. Our objective, child should be able to present a coherent, comprehensive report on differing viewpoints on an issue. You know, every day you have to deal with different issues in life. Politics, business, love, society, and many more. They're everywhere. You can read them in newspapers, you can watch them on television, or can hear them on a radio broadcast. Every significant issue is discussed and dealt with. Issues and happenings around the globe are reported and talked about on social media, at home, in the office, or in gatherings. Nothing that happens in society today can escape the keen eye of the news reporters and their readers. At your age, you are already exposed to these issues from which you can see posted on your Facebook page, on Twitter, on YouTube, and on other social networking sites. But have you watched or read a report that seems to be biased or slanted? What do you mean by biased or slanted? Meaning, this is prejudice in form, in favor or against one thing, person or group compared with another, usually considered to be unfair. So the same as slanted, unfair or biased, like that. So let's have this. Read the examples of news reports below. They are from different sources. Analyze the manner of their presentation and answer the questions that follow. I'm going to read it first. Of course, after me, you're going to read also. Okay. So what will you do now? You're going to analyze the manner of their presentation and answer the questions that follow. Okay? The first one, Manila, a House of Representatives panel is set to investigate next week the shootout between police officers and anti-narcotics agents in Quezon City that left 4 people dead and 4 others wounded. Another source, another presentation is Manila, Philippines. While it is too early to say whether or not the Philippine National Police or PNP and the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency or PDEA were toyed by drug syndicates in the misencounter in Quezon City. It is a possibility that PDEA Director General Wilkins Villanueva said last Thursday. So, the first question is, are the news articles about the same events? Again, number 1, are the news articles about the same events? Second question, are the articles the same? How are they different? Third question, what do you notice after comparing the articles? Fourth question, are there differences in the manner of their presentation? And fifth question, did the author include his or her personal viewpoints about the issue? So let's continue with the next slide so that you will know. Okay, notice that although these articles are about the same events, their manner of presentation are different. The first article focuses its lead on the event that took place, or the what and who of the news, while the second article directed its readers to focus on the idea or possibility or irregularities or mistake that took place in the said operation. Analyzing the differences and similarities between these reports will make you realize that similar events and factual information may be presented in different lights. Of course, reports should remain neutral, but because people who write them have their own viewpoints or backgrounds and biases, news reports do not always remain neutral. However, it is always important to become critical consumers of media to avoid being deceived by the untruthful information scattered in print and in online sources. So, these answers the questions for that given articles there. So let's go back with data. Let's analyze. Okay, it is the first selection, the first presentation about the news. Okay, the news reports, and this is the second one. Then, are the news articles about the same events? Yes, the same events. How are the articles the same? The same problems that they encounter. How are they different? The way, the manner they present the manner they present the news reports, right? Are these differences in the manner of their presentations? Yes, there are differences in the manner as we can analyze this. And the first one, just answer who and what questions. And but the second paragraph, it presents their own viewpoints. Okay, so that's it. So again, the same events, but their manner of presentation are different. The first article focused on the lead, on the event that took place, or the what and who of the news, while the second article directed its readers to focus on the idea or possibility of irregularities or mistake that took place in the said operation. So, nakita niyo yung pagkakaiba. Yung unang article ay nagsasabi lang siya kung saan, anong nangyari sa event na yon at sino ang, kung ano at sino ang involved sa news na yon. Ang pangalawa naman, dinadirect ang mga readers to focus the idea, yung idea at saka mga possibility or irregularities or mistake that took place in the said operation. So, nakita niyo ang kapareho nila, the same news article, but different on how they present. The first one is just answers the question who or what, while the second is the readers can focus on the idea and the possibility and irregularities or mistake that took the place in the said operation. Naintindihan? Yung una nga. Okay, as we go on with our lesson, moreover, developing your skill in evaluating differing viewpoints is an essential critical thinking skill because it enables you to analyze divergent ideas, and integrate differing, even contradictory sources. The skill is valuable as you research papers, examine social and political issues, and resolve controversy. Okay? Sinasabi rito, developing your skill in evaluating differing viewpoints is an essential or critical thinking skill. Eto, pag na-develop nyo yung skill kung paano kayo mag-evaluate ng pagkakaibang paniniwala, viewpoints, ito raw ay very essential, is an essential critical thinking skill because bakit kaya siya ay necessary or essential? Because it enables you to analyze divergent ideas and integrate differing, even contradictory sources. Yung isa kasi, it's either uh, positive and the other one is contradictory sources. Ito isa, neutral, and the other is not neutral like that because it focuses on the problems and focus of the ideas like that. So we should know how to become critical thinking. We integrate the essential and enables you to analyze. You can divert the ideas and integrate the two ideas, the similar and how to differ, or the how to uh, how to differing, meaning paano natin ma-integrate yung pagkakatulad at pagkakaiba ng mga sources, tapos kung paano nila kinokontra o sinasang-ayunan ang mga sources na yon, 'di ba? Para ito ay the skills is valuable as you research papers, examine the social and political issues, and resolve controversy. Sometimes kasi when we research, we examine the political issues, then it's time for you to resolve, or you can resolve the controversy for that research. So, in evaluating, you may consider the following suggestion. First, temporarily set aside your own opinion about a particular issue. Second, ibig sabihin, temporarily set aside mo yung sarili mong opinion. Okay, then, consider looking at the similarities and differences that exist among the various viewpoints. So, you have to look at their similarities and their differences that exist among the various viewpoints. Then, number 3, identify the assumption on which its view is based. So, kailangang alamin mo kung ano mga assumptions nila sa bawat kanilang view na kanilang pinapahiwatig sa atin. Then, number 4, find out and evaluate evidence that suggests the viewpoint is well thought out. Okay? Then, number 5, read more and think about the ideas that differ from your own to avoid paying more attention to points of view with which you agree and treat opposing viewpoints superficially. Then, last one, by writing a summary, you will be able to analyze particularly complex, difficult, or similar viewpoints. Through the process of writing, you will be forced to discover the essence of its view. So, let us read again. It's time for you to read the following suggestion in evaluating, okay? First, temporarily set aside your own opinion about a particular issue. Second, consider looking at the similarities and differences that exist among the various viewpoints. Then third, identify the assumption on which its view is based. Find and evaluate evidence that suggests the viewpoint is well thought out. Then, read more and think about the ideas that differ from your own to avoid paying more attention to viewpoints of view with which you agree and treat opposing viewpoints superficially. Then 6, by writing summary, you will be able to analyze particular complex, difficult, or very similar viewpoints Through the process of writing, you will be forced to discover the essence of its view. Okay? So these are the following suggestions on how you evaluate for the following views or sources that you have read. Okay, another one. This is another exercise. For this is the direction. Write a comprehensive report in your notebook regarding following issues with differing viewpoints in A and B by answering the guide question below. So the issues here, the viewpoint A, viewpoint B. So there are two viewpoints that you're going to what? To differ by answering the questions. Okay, the first one, the issue is parents can serve as an alternative teacher while the learners are under the distance learning program. Viewpoint A. This is only applicable to those who are not working and have knowledge and skills in different subject matter. Then the viewpoint B. Some parents are busy working and having them as teacher at home is not possible. Then, for issue number 2, modular learning as tool in making the learners learn the lesson. Viewpoint A, it assures that the learners continue to learn their lesson at home. Then viewpoint B, some parents are the one accomplishing the modules for their children. So those are the issues and viewpoints from A to B. So guide questions here. Among the two issues presented in the table, to which issue can you relate? Okay, this is the first question. Sa lahat daw na na-issue dito sa table na to, among the two issues presented in the table, to which issue can you relate? Saan kayo nakaka-relate? Okay? Then, how do you handle the issue to have encountered? For example, about that issue that you can relate, then how can you handle that one? How can you handle the issue that you encountered? And third question, considering the issue in number 1, what is your viewpoint about it? Issue number 1, this one. Parents can serve as alternative teacher while the learners are under the distance learning the program. Your viewpoint for this. You have to explain. You have to explain that. Then number 4, considering the issue in number 2, what is your viewpoint about it? Explain your answer for viewpoint number 2. Number 2 is that, considering the issue number 2, this is number 2 issue. What is your viewpoint? Modular learning as tool in making the learners learn the lesson. Okay, there are two views here, but in your own viewpoint, what is your view in here? So according to viewpoint A, it assures that the learners continue to learn their lesson at home. And for viewpoint B, some parents are the one accomplishing the modules for their children. In your own, what is your viewpoint? Explain it. Okay. For example, in my viewpoint of modular learning help is also a tool for for uh, for learners to learn during the pandemic with the help of the facilitator, which is home facilitator, which your parent or your mom or your elder brother or sister, like that. Then write your comprehensive viewpoints for the issues stated in number 1. Okay, you have to write the comprehensive viewpoints, the issues stated in number 1. So, isulat nyo lang yan. Yung lahat na nakalagay dyan, ano? Kasi may mga viewpoint na ditong halimbawa na rito. Sa inyong viewpoint, sarili mong viewpoint. What is your, what can you say about your viewpoint? What can you say? Then, your viewpoint, then explain it. Okay? Then next, another one, complete the table by writing your comprehensive report about the following issues in with differing viewpoints in A and B. Do this in your notebook. So these are the issues. Viewpoint A and viewpoint B and your personal viewpoints about the issues. For example, so number one, the use of social media like Messenger as a source of information and learning. So according to viewpoint A, easy to access information for learning. Viewpoint B, not all learners have gadgets to access the information using Messenger. And your personal viewpoints about the issue. For example, easy to access, like the viewpoints of easy to access if you have your own gadgets, and if you don't have any gadgets, you have to provide. You have to what? You have to use other source or other way, like answering the exercises given the books, like that. Okay, next one, teacher uses videos to teach the lesson to the learners. I think to the learners though. Lesson can be learned easily. Viewpoint B, it made the learners exposed in radiation. And your own viewpoints, personal viewpoints mo. Anong masasabi mo dito sa issue na to? Okay? Ano sa sarili mo? For example, teachers provide us videos to let us understand the lesson, to give more information about the lesson so that the learners can understand the topic, like that. So that is your own viewpoints. It helps me a lot being a learner, like that. Third, availability of learning materials like books and reference for learning. For viewpoint A, very useful in answering the modules and activity sheets given by the teachers. Then viewpoint B, not everybody has the reference books used for learning. So what is your personal viewpoints about the issues? You can say this. We have our the teachers provide us books and worksheets to be able to answer the different tasks, like that, different assignment, different activities. Then here, studying at home and learning from formal schooling. Viewpoint, learning can be possible and effective in formal schooling. Learning can be possible but not very effective in homeschooling. So what is your personal viewpoints here? You can say that learning can be possible. It's either in formal schooling or in homeschooling, depending on the interest of the learner, like that. And depending if it depends about the the it depends about how the learner motivates to study, like that. Even if we are locked, even if we are in formal schooling or in homeschooling. Do you understand? Okay, for number 5, keeping yourself safe at this time of pandemic. So viewpoint A, stay at home and observe the proper health protocols and the going out to fight virus. Then, taking vitamins and eating nutritious food can fight the effect of COVID-19. So what is your personal viewpoints about the issue? So you can say that my viewpoints is to follow the health protocols given by the ITF, and you should also love. You can relate this. You can say your personal viewpoints about the issue, about the given issues. Okay. Good. I know you can do it because there are given samples, there are given viewpoints A and viewpoints B there. But your answer being the learners, your viewpoints for that, yung sarili mong paniniwala yung kasarili mong naintindihan about the issue ay ilalagay mo dyan. Yung nasa personal na viewpoints mo. Okay? Okay, next one. You're going to choose your stand about the issue presented on the table. Explain your personal viewpoint. Why do you take that stand about the issue? Write your answer in your notebook. So issues here, 1, 2, viewpoint A and B, then personal viewpoints like uh, use of online and modular learning. Online learning is better than modular learning. Modular learning is more effective comparing to online learning. And how about you? What is your own viewpoints for this? Your personal viewpoints for this. Second, teacher as an effective tool in making the learners learn. There is no substitute for teachers in educating the learners like us. Books and other learning resources can serve as the source of information. And what is your personal viewpoints about this one? Okay? Good. For B, read the news article below, analyze the ideas presented, then make a report differing the viewpoints between Senator Gatchalian and Education Undersecretary San Antonio. Give your personal viewpoints about it. Okay, listen. We're going to read, and afterwards you will be the one to read. Manila Senator Manila Senator Sherwin Gatchalian said last Wednesday he was surprised that the Department of Education's report that over 99% of its students passed the first grading period of the current school year, which saw Philippine schools shift to distance learning due to the pandemic. At the Senate hearing, a presentation of Education Undersecretary Diosdado San Antonio showed that 99.13% of students obtained passing marks during the first quarter. The figure was based on reports submitted by 156 out of 223 school divisions across the country and had yet to include the data from the Ilocos region, Central Visayas, National Capital Region, and Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, Muslim Mindanao. We're not after the intention of misrepresentation of data. We just need to appreciate fully. But for now, personally, this is my personal thought. It was just surprising that the results were all 99%, said Gatchalian, chairman of the Senate Basic Education Committee. Okay, then the education official noted that the basis for most of the grades were performance tasks and written output since schools did not administer the usual periodic examinations. San Antonio also attributed the passing mark to the DepEd's academic ease policy, which gives flexibility to students in answering and submitting requirements. Gatchalian showed an assessment done by the DepEd's Division Office in Valenzuela City, where he previously served as mayor and legislative district representative. The assessment showed that Valenzuela students from grade 7 to 10 had an overall average performance rate of 48% to 55% across different subjects. These are just preliminary results, but I wanted to get an indication somehow of whether our students are learning. This sounds more realistic, frankly speaking, compared to the 99% who passed, Gatchalian said. Of course, I want all of them to pass, but realistically, we all know the performance of our students. The lawmaker added, viewpoint A and viewpoint B, and your personal viewpoint. Okay, so we're going to read again the the passage. Okay, let us read again. So Manila. So it's your time to read. Okay, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian said last Wednesday, he was surprised at the Department of Education's report that over 99% of students passed the first grading period of the current school year, which saw Philippine schools shift to distance learning due to pandemic. At a Senate hearing, a presentation by Education Undersecretary Diosdado San Antonio showed that 99.13% of students obtained passing marks during the first quarter. The figure was based on reports submitted by 156 out of 223 school divisions across the country and had yet to include data from the Ilocos Region, Central Visayas, National Capital Region, and Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. We're not after the intention of misrepresentation of data. We just need to appreciate it fully. But for now, personally, this is my personal thought. It was just surprising that the results were all 99%, said Gatchalian, chairman of the Senate Basic Education Committee. Then let's continue. The education official noted that the basis the basis for most of all the grades were performance tasks and written output since school did not administer the usual periodic examinations. San Antonio also attributed the passing mark to the DepEd's academic ease policy, which gives flexibility to the students in answering and submitting requirements. Gatchalian showed an assessment done by the DepEd's Division Office in Valenzuela City, where he previously served as mayor and legislative district representative. The assessment showed that Valenzuela students from grade 7 to 10 had an overall average performance rate of 48% to 55% across different subjects. These are just preliminary results, but I wanted to get an indication somehow of whether our students are learning. This sounds more realistic, frankly speaking, compared to the 99% who passed, Gatchalin said. Of course, I want all of them to pass, but realistically, we all know the performance of our students, the lawmaker added. So the viewpoint A and viewpoint B and your personal viewpoint about this one. Okay, so don't forget that the direction there is that you're going to what? You're going to analyze the ideas presented between Senator Gatchalian and the Education Undersecretary San Antonio. Then give your personal point of view. So letter A, it's for the viewpoint of Senator Gatchalian here. Then viewpoint of Undersecretary San Antonio here, and your own personal viewpoint. So according to the viewpoint of Gatchalian, you have to Senator Gatchalian, you have to write it here, and the viewpoint um, of Undersecretary San Antonio here, and viewpoint B, and your personal viewpoint here. Got it? So it's your own. It's you will be the one to answer if you really understand the passage, the news here. Okay? So, another task. Write your comprehensive report in your notebook regarding the following issues with differing viewpoints in A and B. So, the first one is these are the issues about. First is too much exposure to gadgets like cell phone. So, viewpoint A, study time lessens and hampers with too much exposure of gadgets like cell phones. Viewpoint B, exposure to gadgets improves technical skills. So, you have to what? To differing viewpoints A and B. You have to analyze their point of view. Then you have to say uh, regarding the issue in your own. Okay? Sabihin mo ang pagkakaiba ng dalawang issue na to sa iyong notebook. Number 2 is peer influence. Then number 3, observing health protocols to fight COVID-19 pandemic and the effects of global warming to the people and the natural environment, then challenges in answering the modules. So, follow the direction. You're going to write your comprehensive report in your notebook regarding the following issues with differing viewpoints in A and B. So, babasahin nyo maigi. You have to read their viewpoints. Then, you have to differ that. Ano ang pagkakaiba nila sa bawat kanilang viewpoints. Okay? Sa notebook. Kasi from viewpoint of A, nakalagay na naman dyan. Viewpoint of B, nakalagay din yan. Anong pagkakaintindi mo sa kanilang, anong pagkakaiba ng bawat viewpoints nila sa isa't isa? Anong mga issues nila na dapat yung nagkakaiba sila sa issues na yun. Naintindihan po? So, kayo na po ang gagawa nito. Okay? So, for this, thank you, kids. Hope you understand the lesson. And as I said a while ago, before we start that, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell. Thank you, and God bless us all. Stay safe, everyone. Bye-bye.